Hello, if you're a local business in SA and you want Vince and I to join you on site for one of our live recording sessions of our podcast Livin, please reach out to us at hello@livinpodcast.com.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for expanded reach, customer interactions, and some authentic storytelling opportunities for your brand and business.
Not to mention fun.
Of course it's fun. So email us today at hello@livinpodcast.com or via Instagram @livin_podcast, and we'll see you on site really soon. All right, my love.
Okay, here we are.
Fresh off the plane?
Yeah.
You're back in our time zone?
Yeah.
All right, let's do
Only
it.
an hour and a half.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Gee, that's a family movie.
Yeah.
Am I living? Oh, what a funny thing to say. But your mama always said, look up into the sky, find the sun on a cloudy day, on a cloudy day. Your mama always said, look up into the sky, find the sun on a cloudy day.
We'll mind that I think.
Until we sing it live.
Yeah.
Until we sing it live.
Ooh,
We
possibly.
will mime this song until we sing it live.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Livin with Nancy Timpano.
And Vince Fusco. Guys, it's so good to have you here this Monday morning. Nance, it's good to have you here.
I'm back.
And it's funny because people won't even know that you've gone. They didn't even know.
Zoom. Like just vanished. And
You
I'm
were
back.
like a
Houdini.
Houdini. I come and I go. Because you have just spent a bit of time over in Bali.
I did. The family holiday with some beautiful friends of ours. Yeah, great time. Great, beautiful, warm weather. And now I've
jealous.
come back to the woolly knit.
Yeah, it's freezing here at the moment. Like
I know,
15 and yuck.
Yeah, yuck. But it's so nice to be in your presence again. It's
Thanks,
nice.
I feel the same way.
We talk and we message and we do all the things, but it's different when
It's different when we're not in
Yeah.
the same room, bouncing off each other.
Absolutely.
Oh my God,
And you can bounce off me at the moment because I bought back some extra weight.
But
you can
in your
bouncy
fingertips, you're
and
crazy.
You can bounce all you like, brother.
You're mental. Tell me, give us your highlights and lowlights if you can.
So many. Maybe I'll keep some for tremendous, horrendous at the end.
Oh, good.
Maybe I can do that. But my trip to Bali did trigger an episode topic for today.
Okay.
Because when I was in Bali, I was fortunate enough to go visit two very different healers over there. And it got me thinking,
Okay.
are you a believer?
A believer.
A believer of
In-
healers, a believer in anything. Like, we've spoken about numbers before.
Yes.
Are you a believer in something that maybe, others might think is a little bit woo-woo? And I've mentioned many times before that I am all the woo-woo.
Yeah, me too.
But I understand the difference, I think, is when you're open to the fact that other people may not be woo-woo.
Yeah,
and that's fine.
Yep.
So I'm not here to, put onto you and preach and whatever, but I just want to share my experiences because I had two completely different experiences over there. And it just got me thinking, whether you believe or not, doesn't it trigger something in your head to go, there's got to be something in this?
There has to be.
There's got to be. Okay, so if I can just talk through one of my,
Please.
healing experiences. Firstly, before I went to Bali, I did some research who I wanted to see because I have seen a healer in Bali before, the famous Kutut from Eat, Pray, Love, who is no longer earthside.
Hang on.
Yeah,
The Katut
the Kutut.
from Eat, Pray, Love.
Eat, Pray, Love.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I did see him a few years ago, and that was a beautiful experience. And so before I went this time, I thought I'm going to do some research. Who do I want to see now? Because I don't believe Kutut is earthside anymore.
Okay, well, hang on. Before you even continue down, just
Yes.
for people who might not know what a healer is, what do you look for, or what is it what do you go to a healer for? Because I guess people could interpret a healer in many different ways.
Yeah, well, so a healer, like even when you look up what they do, they do it all very differently.
Yeah.
Some are kind of clairvoyancy based or, they'll tell you some stuff for the future or whatever. Some will actually do a body scan and tell you what's going on in your body.
Okay.
So I think there's different, healing ailments or, emotional, psychological things that may be going on. So either
Physiological.
all those things. So this particular healer, like I've been to a few in my time, worked very differently to what I've experienced before. So, I went there, sat me down, and he had a body shape of someone sitting down on a piece of paper. It was already outlined.
Yeah.
So what he did is he just scribbled back and forth, 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 all over this image, this body image, this outline. Then he went back and he circled 2 areas of my body, like kept circling them and circling them and circling them. I'm trying to work out as I'm talking, do I want to share or not?
I was actually just going to ask you, like, are you going to share with us?
This wasn't a big sort of personal sort of thing, so I probably can. So he circled my heart, and he also circled my lower back, just as I put that on silence, because clearly my do not disturb is not working.
Unless it's someone who can get through your do not disturb. It might be like you, or your
Or sometimes they notify anyway, buggers.
Oh, turn that off.
Anyway, can't be that important. So where was I?
You were just saying he circled your heart and your lower back.
And my lower back. Now, going into this appointment, leading up to my trip, I've had some excruciating hip pain on one side of my body, excruciating. And the fact that I had just travelled the day before seeing him and sitting on a plane for 6 hours, I was probably at my worst when I walked in. So I walked in, and that wasn't my intention to even share that information with him, which was kind of weird. So I walked in, he goes, what's going on with your lower back and whatever? And I said, I don't know about lower back, but my hip is just I've got this really bad pain in my hip. Like I said, had no intention of even mentioning that to him. So he's like, roll over on my tummy. So I laid down, rolled over, and he has poked and prodded, not even on the area at all, completely different, down the side of my leg, poked and prodded so hard that I've actually let out a few yells here and there, "Ugh!" And he's like, okay, sit down. And the fact is, when I was sitting on my bum, I couldn't even sit on my right cheek. I was leaning over to my left because I was in that much pain on my right. So he's like, sit down. So I sat back up and I was like, that's weird.
You could sit normally.
I could sit. And he goes, any pain? And so I leant over to my right cheek and I'm pushing onto my right cheek so hard because I'm like, I had bloody pain here.
Yeah.
And I said, look, there is a little bit still on my right side, but not like before. And he's like, roll over on your tummy, roll over. And there he is again. And I'm like, whatever. Okay, so he's like, sit up. So there I am and I'm leaning in and zero pain. Zero pain.
Wow.
Vanished. And like I said, and so the rest of that session, it wasn't that it wasn't informative or whatever, but he definitely reiterated the things that I already know about myself.
Yep.
And not by me telling him, he's just said, a few things to me. They're like, I know, I've got to do that, got to do that. So it was kind of, if someone else was, looking in, listening in, my friend actually was, because she was there with me, it sounded a little bit generic.
Right.
But having said that, they're also the things that I know I needed to work on all the time. So it was just probably for me in that area, another reminder.
Yeah.
But in terms of body healing, OMG, it actually changed the rest of my trip. I couldn't even, because where we were staying in a villa on day one, I couldn't even get up the stairs without pain. I was like, oh my gosh, every step was hurting. So that completely changed my holiday and I was great.
You got to enjoy yourself.
I did.
Pretty sure I even saw you on a dance floor at one point.
Oh, many times, I think. Anyway, another episode. And so, look, it's starting to come back now, but I'm going to go get that looked at tomorrow. But, so that was amazing in the sense that changed my holiday, which was great. So that's a tremendous already. So there you go.
Take it.
And then also, so then I went and saw another healer. So then when we moved into another area, we moved from Ubud into Legian. I was just literally Googling, the best healers in the area, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, came across this other one that I was reading all the reviews and watching videos of reviews. And that's a big thing for me. So I was watching videos and there was one lady in Perth that was on there saying, look, I'm a massage therapist, have been for 30 years, discovered this healer 10 years ago, and every year I go to Bali specifically to see him. Wow. He is, if you want a fluffy massage, do not go to him, she said. If you want to get something sorted, go to him.
Okay.
Anyway, so off I went, very apprehensive now because I'm not in pain or anything, and I was just a little bit like, didn't know what to expect. I just didn't know.
Were you worried that...
I was a bit worried.
Were you worried that he could undo... Because I know that, like, when I've had massage, and on holiday, I'm a sucker for a massage. I'm like, I'm living on that
and
massage
in Bali,
table.
$12 1 hour massage.
100%, right?
You're getting a
Just
massage.
cocktails all day, massages all day. That's me, right? But I have had massages that have done great things, and then I've gone to have another one, and it's undone everything, and I feel disgusting or in more pain, or like they move all the toxins around and you feel disgusting. So were you worried that he could have undone what the first one had done?
No, because I was a believer before I even got there because I'd done my research.
Yes, okay.
I was more worried that, what's he going to tell me? If he can pick up on stuff, like I was scared.
And you're an energy
Yeah, I was just a bit scared. So anyway, you get a half an hour massage with the assistant healer before the healer comes in. And mind you, from these posts that I'd seen, I had no idea what this guy looked like.
Right.
Even if it was a guy, it was a girl. Guy, I didn't know.
Yep.
So I've had a half an hour massage, and apparently that's just to open up your meridians, all the things you learn. And this massage was intense.
Okay.
But great.
Like I love a hard massage.
Yeah.
I don't like a fluffy one, as you said before.
It was
it's
intense.
a different type of massage.
Yeah, it was very intense, this massage. So he's gone off, he's done the massage, and then he's opened the curtain and the healer's walked in. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know how to act. I just didn't know, because, you know, you picture the statue of a Buddha.
Yeah, I can see it.
This is the healer. He's come in, no hair, quite a big man, no top, no shirt, the sarong type skirt that he's wearing, and his big belly.
I love it.
Overhang. So he's started, I'm on my back, and, you know, he's gone through, and he's very, very subtle. I won't talk you through the whole entire process. But anyway, on my piece of paper before I saw him, it said, you know, any issues.
Yeah.
And I literally, the only thing I wrote on there was thyroid, because I do have thyroid issues. That's it. Thyroid. That's it.
Because are you skeptical like that when, you know, it's a bit like when you say you go see a clairvoyant or a healer, or they talked about John Edwards, that guy who used to crossing over, where you'd have to fill out like a bit of a survey beforehand. Do they take that information and then basically use it where they're like, oh, I see that this has happened and this? Are you skeptical like that? So you write one word at all?
No, the reason I wrote it is because when I was doing my research, this guy was particularly known for helping people heal their ailments.
Right. And you might think that I'm sounding like I'm playing devil's advocate.
No.
And I am. I'm just questioning, because I'm like, I believe in it, right, myself. But I know there's a lot of people who might be listening who don't. And they might be asking the questions that I'm asking, or thinking like, you wrote it down so he knew what was different, or he knew what your ailment was.
Yeah, no.
As opposed to being able to like look at you and go, thyroid.
Well, I didn't know how he operated. So I went there because people have gone there to heal particular ailments. I thought, well, if I've only got half an hour with this guy, sort it out.
100%.
So I wrote thyroid down there. I could have written a long list of emotional stuff, like, you know, self-belief, confidence, I could have written all the things, but all I wrote was thyroid. So there he was scanning my body and whatever, and then he got to my thyroid and he was literally playing with my thyroid. It was, no, it was so subtle. And there I was thinking, what's he doing? Anyway, no mention, no talk. He barely spoke at all during the process. But what he did after that freaked me out is he went down, you know, my digestive tract into my tummy, and then he's like going from tummy to head, and then he starts giving me the whole Nancy lecture.
Now, the Nancy lecture is something that people might not know about, Nance. I know about the Nancy lecture.
You've given me.
I've given you the Nancy lecture.
And all of a sudden, no mention of the thyroid, he said something about, you know, healing my tummy. He goes, your stomach isn't great because of your head. And I'm like, I'm sure I'm here for my thyroid. I'm sure I'm here for my thyroid. I wrote thyroid. Did someone else rub that out? And so then he started, you know, talking a little bit about the connection between my head and the issues it may be giving me in my tummy and blah, 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 blah. But he mentions the things that I know and I've heard and I've been told, and I'm like, oh my God, like far out. So you know what? I have no idea if he healed my thyroid, but he just gave me another slap in the face of what I need to work on. And then, you know, whether it was a sales pitch, whatever. Are you ready? The reveal.
Is this an immunity idol?
Yeah.
What is this?
They asked if I would like to purchase this necklace, which sometimes it detracts a bit from your experience because you're like, Are you
There it
selling me
is.
something?
There's the upsell.
Yeah. But when I was...
Hang on, what is it? Well, it's beautiful.
Well,
Like, what is it?
I don't know if it's beautiful. It's not exactly me. But anyway.
I can see I'm having sort of I can see my mum wearing maybe this.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, and I said to him, what is it? And when he said, look, this may just make you feel a bit better. And I said, what is it? Is it healing crystals and,
Is it amethyst?
whatever?
Is it sapphire?
I think it's
what are
clear
we dealing
crystal, I think. I mean, clear amethyst.
Right.
No, clear quartz. That's what
Clear
you call it.
quartz,
Clear quartz.
okay.
I think that's. He didn't really get much into it. He was just going on about the fact that the healer had meditated upon this necklace, the things that would benefit me.
Okay.
So of course I was like, yeah, sign me up.
I'm in.
So look, it just triggered the topic today. Are you a believer? Because I am, and there's plenty of things I'm not a believer in, but I won't not let you believe in that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I don't know what's good for you, what's not good for you. And
Different horses, different courses, my friends.
yeah, so
that's what I believe.
yeah, are you a believer? And we've had the amazing psychic Fatini
The best.
on our Livin podcast, and oh my God, you witnessed firsthand. I already knew because
I was blown away that day.
But you witnessed firsthand through my reading, which some of it we did mute out because it was
Yeah,
quite
we cut
personal.
quite a bit of it, to be honest. Like between so you got a reading and then
Yeah.
I got a reading, and a lot of it for both of us we did cut from that episode because it
Yeah.
was so long.
Yes.
But also there was a lot of personal stuff.
A lot. And you know, from knowing me quite so well, since that reading, some things that have happened that she said would happen.
Now, you and I haven't actually really talked about it. We talk so often, it seems crazy that we wouldn't have,
Yeah.
right? But there are things that I know for you have happened.
Yes.
There are things for me that she said that have happened.
Yes.
There are things for us that have happened.
Yes.
And it's one of those things. So like when you say you believe or you don't believe, and look, whether it be psychic Fatini, I've seen clairvoyance
Yes,
in the past
yes,
myself.
yes.
I was just telling you before we started recording, there was one I saw 12 years ago
Mm.
who gave me this, and a bit like you, I went with nothing. I didn't even tell her my full name. I just booked under Vince. That's it.
Yeah.
When we sat down, the things she knew, the things that she said,
Yeah.
and I recorded it and I've listened to it since, and I used
Yeah.
to go back and sort of listen once every year and just listen. And it's amazing the things that have happened. And you go, how?
Yeah.
How do these people know? How are they connected? And people will look at us and listen to us and be like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
It's not real. It's a scam. That's okay if that's what you believe.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also believe if you're not open to it, you're not.
Yes.
If you're going
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
closed, if you're a non-believer and you're going to one of these places, I don't think it's probably right for you.
Well, and look, it may be like one of those things where our imaginations are such a powerful thing. Our subconscious is such a
Yeah.
powerful thing, right? Because we are open to it. Yes, I can absolutely see how we would be able to find those bits in our life that go, oh, that's what was related
Yeah.
to that, or this and that. And the same goes if you're closed off to it, I
Yeah.
think. You will find the reasoning and the justification that it didn't work.
Yeah.
Do you know what
yeah.
I mean?
Yeah. So look, this isn't a we've spoken about Fatini, the episode. It's actually our
Number one episode. Huge.
So
And that's
there
probably the
must
one
be
that
a
has-
lot of believers out there
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
they have jumped on board. But I'm yet to catch up with Fatini and tell her exactly like what happened from her reading because it happened.
Oh my God, I just realised what it was.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
No, it's
Crazy.
wild. Crazy. But it goes beyond those things. And one of the other topics that we put on our list ages ago was, what are the signs in life that you look for? What are the things that you look out for? For us, like we've talked about numbers before, we've talked about angels before, we've talked about Fatini and psychics and clairvoyance and those things. But when you talk about believers, I think it transcends just the belief in woo-woo, for lack of a better term, and just I guess being more common, woo-woo, but faith.
Yeah.
Faith is something, and I'm not even just saying religious faith, because I think that's a whole different conversation unto itself. But the definition of faith is the belief in something that you have not seen. So if you can believe in something that you haven't seen and you're getting that result, why shouldn't you believe it? Why do people feel the
Absolutely.
need to be like, nah, you're crazy?
Yeah.
It goes back to, like you were saying, believing versus preaching.
Yes.
And it goes back to, like I was saying, my iPod theory that I came up
Yes.
with years ago with my
Yes.
friends. Like, It's the iPod, not the Wii Pod, not the Us Pod. You don't have to like the music I like.
Hi, it's yours.
It's mine. You can pick it up and say, not for me.
Yeah.
But you can't pick it up and be like, that's rubbish music. You're listening to the wrong thing.
Absolutely.
Doesn't work that way.
Yeah, absolutely. And so when I talk about preachers, it's like, there's a difference between people that believe in something and try and force it upon you.
Yeah.
And I can't stand that.
Yeah.
Like, it's great. Share your story. Like,
I love
we are
knowing what people believe in.
But I'm not going to pick up the phone. Did you go? Did you go? Like,
No. And
do you?
I think it's beautiful. I think that's one of the things that make the tapestry of our society as a global population so beautiful, is that there are so many beliefs out there.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I think that if you can look at that with an open heart and an open mind and just accept the fact that people will see things differently to you. Perspective is so different versus perception.
Yeah.
And that's something I talk a lot about with my clients when they go, oh, somebody said this or that. And you go, it's having such a mental impact on my mental health. You go, well, hang on, what was their perception of your position? They don't have your perspective. So if you can understand somebody else, and this is where empathy comes in and the ability to just go, yeah, I love that for you because I can see it does good things for you. There's no need to prove right or wrong.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. The other thing that probably I can be maybe a bit too much, but I see it in myself is, and someone mentioned it to me once and it kind of like hit me in the head because I'm like, she's onto something. She said, but like sometimes I give a meaning to everything.
Yeah, I can do that.
And she goes, like there doesn't have to be an attachment, she said to me, to everything. Yeah. Whereas I'll be like, I'll dig deep to find that there's got to be a meaning in that. So I think.
Why do you think you do that though?
I don't know. But I don't know. I just don't. I don't know whether it's just I feel like maybe I'm quite spiritual or something. I'm like, there's got to be.
I think, absolutely. Like,
but
as
I
far
think
as
that's probably, but sometimes too much to, like, yeah. Like I said to a friend of mine the other day, oh my gosh, this is actually probably not even on topic, but we're talking about winning things or, people that win lotto or that big lotto win that happened not
just
that long
recently,
ago.
$150 million.
Yeah, to one person or whatever.
Yes.
And I'm that person, yes, I'll buy a lotto ticket every now and then, absolutely, once in a blue moon, or I'll buy a raffle ticket or I'll buy this or I'll buy that. But do you know, it's so funny. You know when you go through the shopping malls and there's a car?
Yes, always.
And there's, your
$2.
Yeah, $2 raffle, and that's fine. And that's fine. I'll only buy a raffle ticket if I like that car because I think, someone else that loves that car should win that car.
Yeah.
I shouldn't win that car because that's not my favourite car.
Yeah.
So I'm going to save my $2 for when.
That's actually very thoughtful when you put it like that.
I overthink, but sometimes just buy the bloody raffle ticket. It's for a cause. Don't worry about the car. But I've already won it in my head.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh no, better not buy that one because then I could win it, and that's a bit greedy because I don't really want that car.
That's very thoughtful. That's very thoughtful.
I think it's bloody.
The thing that I guess I find with like those kinds of things, I've only ever won one raffle, and that night I bought the ticket.
Yeah.
It was at the pink, blue and yellow Cancer Bowl for Flinders Foundation.
Yep.
This is going back 2011 now.
Yeah.
And walked in, wonderful night, wonderful event. And there was $100 raffle on the night. Buy a ticket. Major prize was all expenses paid, is about $15,000 worth, trip to Thailand. And I said to my sister that night, I said, I'm going to buy it. I said, I'm going to win it. You watch. I'm going to Thailand, mate. I bought it.
Hang on a minute. You keep going. Yeah, I don't know this story.
Oh, really?
No.
I didn't go in the end, but I won.
You won it.
I won it that night. They said it called out the number and we couldn't believe it. I actually won 3 things that night. I won a bracelet, a trip to Thailand and a giant Hague's chocolate frog, which served me so well. Thank you, Hague's. Unsponsored. But I won this trip to Thailand for 2 people and staying at an exclusive resort. I only get there by boat. It was magnificent. At the time, I could not go in the period that they had specified. But it was, the only time. But there was something about that night that I was like, I'm going to win tonight. I don't know if I put it out there. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
I've never been that confident since, and I've never won anything since.
Damn it.
And I'll do that, the home lottery, for example, is one that I love.
I feel like I've won 5 of them because I'm that confident I'm going to win every
Me
time.
too. And even then I'm like, for the hundreds of prizes, I don't even get like a stamp.
Yeah.
I don't get nothing.
Oh, we've won a couple of like boxes of jam.
I would take
Like
that.
Derenberg and...
Yeah, delicious.
Berenberg?
Derenberg, yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Is there a Berenberg?
There is Berenberg, or Derenberg is the cube, actually. That's the winery, Derenberg Cube.
Yeah.
That's wine. Berenberg is what you're thinking. That's where you go pick the strawberries up in the hills.
Correct.
Beautiful day.
Correct.
Hey, no, but like, I think if you believe in something enough, and to me, this is where we start crossing over to like manifestation, visualization, and your own belief systems. Let's take a step back from that, because I think that's a whole different episode. That's a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And we could open that up for days. But what other things do you believe? Like, I believe in timing.
Yes.
And I think timing is a tricky one.
Yes,
because
it
a lot of
is.
people want to be where they want to be now.
Yeah.
And they believe they're ready for it now. But when you look at things, and this is where retrospect is such a beautiful thing, you can then look at it and go, oh, okay, objectively, I probably wasn't ready for that. Or if you managed to get there and you weren't ready and it failed for whatever reason, it might be a conversation, a relationship, a job, I don't know. But that's when you realise, okay, there's still a bit more work to do or preparation. Timing for me, I think, is one of the biggest ones. I believe that where you are right now, no matter good or bad, it is where you are meant to be. You are meant to learn something. You are meant to find something within yourself, whether that be resilience, confidence, communication skills. You will find it in those moments.
Correct.
Timing. I love timing as a belief.
Yeah, definitely. I'm with you as well. And it doesn't go with the impatience that comes with it sometimes.
Definitely.
Like,
I think if you surrender to it, and that's probably one of the things that I've learnt myself. Like, I used to be a very impatient person when it came to my goals and my dreams. And maybe that just happened sort of naturally because I was performing as a kid and everything that I wanted as a child, I somehow have done that.
Yes.
As far as like I wanted to perform on the biggest stages in the world with the biggest pop stars in the world and have a career to be known as a performer and a creator, and I've done that.
Yep.
And so as I sort of got a bit older and it becomes more of, I guess, that work you got to put in and you're more aware of it, I would become very impatient. Like, why is this not happening now? I've done the work. I'm good enough. And it becomes like, well, I need to surrender to that. And once you surrender to that, I think you find a freedom in taking the pressure off yourself mentally, taking the pressure off the situations, and then recognizing where you are is where you're meant to be and what you're learning along the way. Because if you're so focused on the goal, you miss out the whole journey.
Yeah, that's right. And we've had plenty of conversations about, you know, we've worked hard in this industry. Like, nothing's been handed to us. We've worked hard, and sometimes, you know, you have your days where someone's maybe just been given something on a silver platter that hasn't done.
And that happens everywhere in life, though.
It does.
It's not
So,
just
but I'm
about
saying,
our
we've
industry.
had these conversations.
Totally.
And I remember having these thoughts and conversations through our, you know, mine and Eugene's pregnancy journey.
Yeah.
When I've looked after myself and blah, 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 and then those ones that have abused their bodies and blah, 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 bang, I'm pregnant again.
It's like it's unfair. It's totally unfair when you look at it like that, isn't it? Yeah, what is the lesson?
What is it?
And look, you touched on it there. Like, we've talked about it many times over our career, but I always come back to, no matter what has happened or what is going to happen, the hard work is what allows us, and many of you out there, and I hope that you are feeling the same way, and you should be so proud of how far you've come, right? But we've never stepped on anybody's head.
Oh, God, no.
Never stepped on anybody's toes.
Never.
Never,
and I won't.
And never will,
No.
right? It might take a little bit longer to get there, but we know that we've done everything the right way.
Yes.
With dignity.
Yes.
With integrity.
Absolutely.
So we can hold your head high and say, I got here through my hard work, through my discipline, through my commitment. That's what got me here. Not knowing the right person. Not just having it fall in my lap.
That's right.
And look, some days things have fallen in our lap. That's happened too for us,
Yep.
where things have just appeared and we're like, yes, I'll take that option.
Yep.
Thank you. And sometimes that's worked out poorly.
Yes.
So again, I think, you know, even in those moments where you think it's a real win, they can actually be the lessons that you're learning.
Correct. I'm with you. So what do you believe in? What's worked out for you that you believe in? Like, you know, we share. Like, we'd like to share our wins. If you've got a win that you think, and this is the other thing, don't preach. share.
Just share.
And then it's up to us if we jump on board or not.
Well, I think that's the best thing about sharing experience, right, as humans. And this is one of the things that we've always enjoyed and why we started the show was to share the experience. Because when you share your experiences with others, you find common ground. You can find that commonality that connects you, that unites you in thought, belief and experience. That's how we can start moving forward together, as well as having the openness to be like, you know what, it's not for me, but I love that for you. Let's keep going.
Yes.
I think that's really, really powerful.
Absolutely. So I think that wraps up the episode today,
my goodness.
apart from tremendous,
Horrendous.
Wow. All right,
Well,
what do we got?
You've got a few, I reckon, because you've been living it up in Bali.
Tremendous. Well, I turned a year older and I'm still here telling the
happy
story.
Birthday,
Thank you. Thank you.
You know what I actually love, just a quick side note, is that we released the What is Age episode on your birthday, which makes me giggle because we're talking about like, what does it all mean?
I know, exactly right. Well, yeah, it was tremendous that, here for, another year's clicked over and I'm very, very happy and grateful about that. So that's tremendous. My holiday in general was fantastic. Horrendous. The only thing possibly horrendous on the holiday was maybe one night, maybe drinking, maybe a little bit too much.
I was shocked by that. When you said that you had a big night on the gas, I am shocked, Nance, because again, if you've been listening to the show, you'll know that Nance has a half a beer and she's tanked.
Yeah.
So to hear that you were on the cocktails, and I saw some videos, I was actually super proud of you.
Yeah. I wasn't.
I was. And I reckon that your mates who were with you too would have been like cheering you on.
God, yes. My good friend Julie was there ready to hold back my hair, but she didn't have to.
Bless you, Jules.
Because, I, if you know something, another thing about me, I hate the idea of the thought of vomiting.
That's a different episode. We should talk about that as an episode because
some people do it very, instantaneously to make them. I cannot. I will do anything in my power. Anything in my power not to vomit.
I became a big lover of the tactical vom, and maybe it just became a habit from having migraines. So I would know, like I could just do it now.
And we will have another topic on this because I've got plenty of stories about this. But anyway, the tremendous is that after an hour of staring at a plant, because I was playing a mental game not to vomit the entire time at dinner.
What did you drink? Peyote?
It was happy hour. And it was, is there tequila in pina coladas? What's in pina colada?
I'll look it up. But
anyway,
you put whatever you want in it. Delicious.
One too many pina coladas.
1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila floor.
And tequila for me is a no deal.
Yeah, tequila killed me when I was 16.
Yeah, but anyway, the night turned tremendous because Julie was quite impressed that there she was, having some fun on the dance floor. And after about an hour or so, I went and joined her and she turned around and she was like, what? And I'm like, I'm back.
I love it.
Yeah, baby.
I'm so on board.
Yep.
I want to see more of that in Adelaide.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think, no.
Come on.
No.
Guys, if you want to see Nancy dance.
What happens on tour stays on tour.
Gosh. Flashbacks. I love it though. I love it. Cool.
How about you?
Oh, I've got a few good ones. Just recently, the latest tranche of my clients, my coaching clients, they've just completed their 12 weeks with me last week. I did put a little post up. I don't really broadcast a lot of the work that I do, and I really should do more of it, but I'm doing the work. So for me, I'm like, I'd rather do the work and then celebrate it than be posting along the way. But this tranche of clients that I've just finished their 12 weeks with, my favourite thing, and I see it along their journeys, Nance, it sort of happens around week 8 every single time where you can really see the mindset shift. You can see their behaviours change. They come back in rejuvenated every week and they're saying, somehow, Vince, it's just different. Aww. I'm just more like everything just feels good. There's nothing bringing me down this week. I'm above those things that used to irritate me and the work that we're doing is really paying off. So when we get to the end of the 12 weeks, I always feel I get a bit emotional about it because that's what I love doing is having that impact in watching people succeed in their goals and in their life and being able to elevate their entire experience, right? It's a far richer way of living, I believe. So that's really a huge, tremendous this week. Well done to all of you who have worked with me over the last 12 weeks. You know who you are. Magical. Thanks for allowing me to be part of your journey. That's one tremendous. Horrendous. Truthfully, nothing.
Good. We didn't have to. Let's not go there.
Nah.
Let's not go there.
I can't.
We don't want to.
No, I can't think of a thing that is again, this is maybe just the way of looking at things. And I know people have always said you're ever the optimist, but why shouldn't you be?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Nah, things are good, man. Life is
Excellent.
good. We're just living. We're just living.
We are living, and we'll be back next week for another episode.
Hey, yeah.
But in the meantime, what are you saying?
I was going to say, we're nearly halfway through the season.
I know. Oh, wow. Already?
Well, there's 46 episodes this season.
Oh, my goodness.
And this is going to be episode, I think, 22. So next week is going to be
Ooh.
halfway.
There you go, already. Time flies when you're having fun.
2024 is flying.
It is.
Crikey.
It sure is. But we'll be back next Monday for another episode. Join
you
us
then.
then.
Am I living? Oh, what a funny thing to say.
It happens every week.
It's the best. It's actually so nice just to hear the jingle because I feel like I hear it when I listen, but
And
having
in
not
Bali,
recorded.
it wasn't happening in the shopping centres in Bali. You know, sometimes here you're in a shopping centre and you're like, that's our tune. Indonesia, get on it. Planes and I, come on.